Throughout history, humanity has celebrated consciousness as our greatest gift, the divine spark that elevates us above all other creatures on Earth. We marvel at our ability to ponder the cosmos, create magnificent art, and contemplate our own existence. But what if this very gift is actually a curse? What if the awareness that makes us human is the same force that condemns us to perpetual suffering? This unsettling question lies at the heart of one of philosophy's darkest insights. Drawn from an extinct creature whose fate mirrors our own existential predicament in ways we desperately try to ignore every single day of our lives. Evolution cares nothing for the suffering of those it shapes, only for their capacity to reproduce before they perish. Consider the Irish elk, a magnificent creature that roamed ancient forests thousands of years ago, carrying antlers spanning 12 feet across its head. These massive bone structures initially served evolutionary purposes, attracting mates and establishing dominance among competing males in their territorial disputes. Natural selection favored larger antlers generation after generation, rewarding those bulls whose crowns outshone their rivals during breeding seasons. Yet this evolutionary arms race contained the seeds of destruction within its very success. The antlers grew so enormous that they became impossible to carry through dense woodland, draining vital energy reserves and making the elk vulnerable to predators during critical moments. What began as an advantage transformed into a fatal burden that contributed directly to the species' complete extinction. The elk could neither shed its crown nor survive beneath its crushing weight indefinitely. We build our civilizations as fortresses against the howling void of meaninglessness. Yet most humans navigate daily life without collapsing into existential despair, achieving this through 4 unconscious defense mechanisms Zapffe identified with remarkable clarity. First, isolation. We actively suppress disturbing thoughts about mortality and meaninglessness, creating social taboos around discussing death openly in polite company. Second, anchoring. We attach ourselves desperately to religions, political ideologies, career ambitions, or relationships that provide illusory stability and manufactured purpose. Third, distraction. We fill every available moment with entertainment, work obligations, social media consumption, and endless activities that prevent deep contemplation of existence. Fourth, sublimation. We transform existential anguish into art, philosophy, music, and creative expression that converts raw terror into something seemingly productive. These mechanisms function automatically throughout our lives, protecting our fragile psyches from confronting reality's harshness directly and consistently. The cave you fear to enter holds the treasure you seek, psychological energy, and create profound inauthenticity in how we live our finite lives. When anchoring mechanisms fail, when loved ones die unexpectedly, careers collapse suddenly, or faith systems crumble under scrutiny, existential crises erupt with devastating force throughout our consciousness. These moments of awakening, though terrifying initially, offer opportunities for genuine transformation beyond our comfortable illusions and self-deceptions. History's greatest philosophers, artists, and spiritual teachers often emerge from confronting meaninglessness directly rather than fleeing into comfortable distractions. Viktor Frankl survived Nazi concentration camps by creating meaning through suffering itself, demonstrating that authentic purpose must be consciously chosen rather than unconsciously inherited from cultural programming. The pain of existential awareness, properly confronted, becomes the catalyst for living deliberately rather than drifting through existence on autopilot. The Irish elk could not escape its evolutionary trap, but we possess unique advantages in confronting our existential burden with courage and wisdom. Unlike the elk, we can recognize our predicament clearly and choose conscious responses rather than remaining enslaved to unconscious defense mechanisms throughout our entire existence. This recognition does not eliminate suffering, but transforms it from meaningless pain into meaningful struggle toward authentic living beyond comfortable illusions. The question facing each of us remains: will we carry our consciousness as the elk carried its antlers, stumbling blindly toward extinction? Or will we transform our awareness into wisdom, creating purpose precisely because none was given to us by an indifferent universe?